Every day, millions of people wake up in cities surrounded by towering buildings, concrete streets, and electricity. As temperatures rise across the globe, some places are heating up faster than others. And the reason isn't just climate change. It's the way we've built our cities.
Beneath our feet and all around us, heat is being absorbed, stored, and released, turning urban areas into unintended ovens. This is the urban heat island effect, and it's impacting communities, ecosystems, and the future of our planet. An urban heat island, or UHI, is a metropolitan area that's significantly warmer than its surrounding rural regions. During the day, buildings and roads absorb heat from the sun, and by night, they slowly release it into the air. This happens because dark, man-made materials like asphalt and concrete absorb more heat than grass or trees, creating hot pockets called UHIs, where highly developed urban areas can often experience afternoon temperatures that are 15 to 20 degrees warmer than surrounding, greener areas.
When sunlight hits the earth, some surfaces reflect it, while others absorb and trap it. In cities, dark materials like asphalt and tar roofs absorb much more heat than reflective surfaces. These materials have low albedo, which means they soak up energy during the day and slowly release it as heat after the sun is set. Studies using infrared thermography have shown temperature differences of up to 15 degrees between urban surfaces like black asphalt and lighter colored or vegetated areas. Vegetation plays a huge role in regulating temperature through a process called evapotranspiration. Plants absorb water through their roots and release it as vapor through their leaves. This process uses heat energy from the air, which cools the environment, like how sweating cools our bodies. According to the EPA, areas with more trees can be up to 9 degrees cooler than areas with little vegetation. Cities aren't just hot because of what they're made of, but they're also hot because of what people do. Cars, buses, air conditioners, factories release heat as a byproduct. This is called anthropogenic heat, or waste heat, and it builds up fast in places with lots of people and machines. Smog, made of pollution from cars and factories, acts like a blanket over cities. It traps heat close to the ground during the day and stops heat from escaping at night. This makes cities stay warmer longer and worsens the urban heat island effect.
Over 80% of Americans live in cities, where urban heat islands cause higher temperatures than nearby rural areas. The CDC reports heat-related deaths in big metro areas at 0.3 per 100,000 people each year. Most Californians, especially in lower-income areas, lack park access, with over 60% living in neighborhoods below recommended green space levels. Despite improvements in urban vegetation health, only 15% of LA's area is green space, and tree coverage is just 13%.
Hello, I'm a representative from the Environmental Protection Agency.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. What makes you qualified to give an opinion on solutions to urban heat islands?
As urban planners, architects, and policymakers, we are experts in the field with training that integrates climate science, sustainable design, and public policy, making us highly equipped to give our opinion on urban heat islands.
And how would you solve this problem?
Well, this is really like a multi-step plan, but first we would need to invest in urban greening, planting trees, expanding green spaces, and integrating green roofs and walls into our building design. Second, we must adopt materials such as reflective roofing and cool pavements that reduces surface heat absorption. Finally, we need to update building codes and zoning laws to mandate heat-resilient designs and prioritize infrastructure investment in the communities most affected by heat. As experts, we advocate for climate-conscious, equity-driven planning that makes our cities cooler and more livable for everyone. Hello, my name is Karen.
Nice to meet you, Karen.
Nice to meet you.
Why do you think the problem of urban heat islands occurred?
Honestly, I think this whole urban heat problem happened because cities just weren't built with people's comfort or common sense in mind. They covered everything in dark pavement and concrete, chopped down trees for parking lots, and now we're all paying the price. I walk my dog in the afternoon, and it's like walking on a stove top. If they just thought about how all that pavement traps heat or how important shade is, maybe it wouldn't be stuck in this giant outdoor oven.
Do you think this is a problem?
Definitely. It's not just a little hotter outside, it's dangerous. People without access to air conditioning are at risk. My energy bills have gone up. I worry about the kids playing outside, and older folks in my community are really feeling it. And it's worse in some neighborhoods than others, especially when there aren't a lot of trees. That's not right. Everyone deserves a safe, cool place to live in, not just folks in gated communities with big yards.
And how would you solve this problem?
Well, first off, we need way more trees. Every street should have them, especially in the hottest neighborhoods. I'd also push for lighter colored sidewalks and rooftops, stuff that reflects heat instead of holding on to it. I read online about cool roofs. Why aren't those everywhere already? And honestly, the cities need to update their rules. If I need a permit to add a sunshade to my backyard, then developers should need one to pour a new parking lot. I've started talking to my neighbors about this. We're organizing a tree planting day, and I've emailed our local representatives. Small things help, but this really needs citywide attention.
We have a local climate activist here protesting urban heat islands at Taft Charter High School. Ma'am, would you like to please give an interview about your thoughts?
Urbanization, choose nature.
Would you please like to sit down?
Okay.
Why do you think the problem of urban heat islands occurred?
The warming in urban areas didn't happen by accident. It's a result of decades of short-sighted, profit-driven urban development. We're stripped away green space, paved over ecosystems, and replaced breathable living landscapes with heat-absorbing concrete and asphalt. Cities were designed to maximize cars and construction, not climate resilience or community health. This science is clear. Dark surfaces retain heat, and lack of vegetation removes nature's cooling systems. This is a human-made crisis, and it's disproportionately impacting marginalized communities who've historically been excluded from planning decisions.
Do you think this is a problem?
Absolutely, it's life-threatening. Urban heat islands intensify heat waves, which are already the deadliest type of extreme weather in the U.S., and the burden falls hardest on low-income neighborhoods and communities of color who often lack tree cover, green space, and access to cooling infrastructure. It's not just an environmental issue, it's a racial and social justice issue. It's about who gets to live safely and comfortably and who doesn't. We can't just talk about climate solutions without talking about equity.
And how would you solve this problem?
We need to radically reimagine our cities. With justice and sustainability at the center, that starts with restoring green infrastructure, trees, parks, and native vegetation, especially in frontline communities. We need to implement cool roofs and pavements on a massive scale and re-profit building to reflect heat instead of absorbing it. Most importantly, communities must have a seat at the table. People who live in the most affected areas should be leading the conservation, not just consulted as an afterthought. This is a chance to build cities that are not only cooler, but fairer and more resilient for everyone. Reduce urbanization, choose nature.
The issue of urban heat islands is just the beginning. With the rise in urbanization, usage of greenhouse gases, our society is in dire need of green spaces. We have begun to address this issue. However, it takes everyone to keep our planet safe.